So, another game where I will showcase Eagle. I like Eagle a lot. A great character to play. Let's do this. So, as usual, the first few turns are boring to watch. Cannot wait for some action here. Now he get his first tank out. I got an artillery in the other end, and I want to blow up that pipe seam. So, the capture game is very similar on both sides. He has a small lead for being player 2. So now, knowing that infantry was in the center like that, I knew if I would go for the building instead of attacking him, I would simply lose my infantry, so I chose to get the first strike. I get my first tank out here. He caps building, the other building. So now not much is happening, but he really wants me to not get that city. And this is not a good tactic, because you see I got infantry in the mountain, so I see his troops. And more than that, this building is not a contested building. So this means at some point in the game, I will get it, even if you don't want me to get it. It's just a question of when I will be able to kill off all of your infantry. Now I cap on this face, because I'm like, okay, I need to start capping at some point. So I damage the infantry again. I send that tank as reinforcements, because right now, closest unit he got is this tank, but it'll take him a few turns to reach the battlefield. Now I get my first battle copter. I send the tank, goes in the center, goes for my infantry, and this is interesting because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are blind right now. Your further you could see was there with that infantry. Now it's here with the tank. So you don't know if I had the tank there. And this is a huge mistake, because you throw away a tank for an infantry. I know max requires you to tank spam, but that doesn't mean you can be brainless with your tanks. So anti-air, this is very interesting. You got 2 anti-air. This is the kind of play I am doing as well. So here, I take out the infantry, I take out the other infantry, and now next turn I get my building. And we are still similar in the capture game. Now I get my first strike on the tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will need max force to reach my tank. So now this tank is forced into running away or stacking itself to deal 2 damage, because I can expect 2 damage from a 4 HP tank with max and 1 com tower. Now I traded an artillery in this flank, because if you tank spam against max, he will beat you. So I have recon, infantry, and tanks to have more vision, because in this flank I got an artillery in the front line, and I don't have much shield over it, so I need to see what are the threats that are incoming. So now at that point, I'm like, okay, I can kill off that infantry for almost free, and this is what I'm doing. I kill off the infantry, I remove my tank out of the way. Since it's max, I'm not afraid of any indirect being there, because if that would be any other seal, I would send my tank elsewhere, like there or anywhere else. Because I'm always scared to have an artillery there. This is some classic play in this map, the artillery on that forest, the artillery on that forest, even the artillery on that forest in this forest. This is some kind of classic plays in this game, but since Max don't tend to use artillery, I was not afraid. And this is why I believe Max is shit. You can take gamble you would not take with any other seal, just because you cannot get indirects. So now at that point I have the lead, because my capture game was better than his, despite me not trying hard to overcome him in the capture game. Now he goes for that building, he's really greedy, he has no clue what I have there. I also have a medium tank incoming. When you try to secure enemy properties, you need to have the backup. And you don't have the backup, you have two tanks. One NTR incoming, but it will take 2 turns to reach the battlefield. So far you only got 2 units. Here again, he's Saki tank for an artillery, he had no clue because he has no vision. But this is still very bad for him. Vision is key. So now I am laughing because I took out that unit. I took out another tank. My medium tank will arrive soon or later. Now I finish up that tank. Now I get my first anti-air. I find that anti-air very late in the game. And I believe it's because I wanted to overcome the tank fight. And I did, overcame it. Now you see he is blind, but yet he throws his tank very close from my base there. Guess what will happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no more, no more. He did not add a backup, because now most of his offensive aggressive units will die or died already. There again, if he had an artillery instead of that anti-air, he would be better, but since it's max, the anti-air is a good play. Any other steel could have an artillery there and have some good plays, but Max can't because his artillery are bad. All Max does is tank spamming. That dies, another one dies. Now I am greedy, I go for this building because I know I killed 2 tanks and his defense there is pretty weak. So I start getting greedy as well and doing what he's trying to do, but better because here I got a medium tank artillery and battlecopter to follow up my capture, and I also have an infantry to join cap later on. So I created battlecopter, infantry, anti-air, and infantry again. Now you see, I have an entire turn ahead of him. So let's see what he will do. Shut down one of my Battlecopter, which is a really good play. One shot my infantry, my other infantry. So now he's going really hard on my, what we call the strong side, because I got two base, he only got one. So this is not really good to go hard on that side, because you will get overwhelmed at some point. He goes there, I mean, that's fine. Attacks my infantry, kill my infantry. Well, he took the lead. You have half a turn ahead of him, of me. I mean, he did good. He did good. He had good engagement most of the time. Killed the infantry. Killed the anti-air. Damaged the infantry. Placed the artillery in range of that medium tank just in case he has any other medium tank. At that point, we should expect medium tank. This is the time of the game where we do take up usually. And now I'm just making a block of unit, a dead ball as we call it, artillery tank, and now I should have reinforced that tower with an infantry, but I believe my reasoning was he will see that infantry and that infantry will probably die. But hey, things happen. Now Max Blast, he takes out my anti-air. Takes out my infantry. Goes for my battle copter, but now you see my meter is charging up really fast. Despite a very good max blast, I will have a very good next lightning strike, I should say. So now that max blast was very strong, but I believe if he spammed his max force instead of max blast, the overall damage he would have done to me would be higher. Tank, Raycon, and I do lightning strike. Now you will tell me why did you got a second tank? No, because I want 3 infantry. So now I use lightning strike. Damage the tank. Damage the tank. Damage the tank. So now you see that anti-air is trapped because he overextended. And he has no response to that battlecopter there. Now I take out the infantry. The battlecopter. Tank. The other infantry. Take a look to the value. We flipped table again. Now he can come back on the race, but his front line is crippled. He has that anti-air that is trapped and that will die next turn. He has a bunch of infantries there. That's not looking good for him. My lightning strike was really strong. My medium tank dies, I think. He survived. This is funny. So now, you see, I got 2 tanks, 1 battlecopter. Battlecopter shall destroy this or that. Tanks will go there into the other one. So now he took the lead again, but this is my turn and I will do a lot of stuff. No more. No more. No more. No more. No more. So that artillery paid itself back for sure. Did a lot. Protected my building. No more. No more. I create a second medium tank because I see my weak point is suffering a lot. So now he's out of units on the front line, and I have an entire turn ahead of him. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He cannot even reach that anti-air. He needs max force to reach it. And if he does, that artillery will simply shoot down the medium tank. Now, at that point, he resigned. I totally understand. Lightning Strike is a much better super than Max Blast. This is why I keep saying Max should not be tier 2. Yes, in some map he can pressure a lot of weak point and get early advantage, but the longer the game will be, the less effective Max will be, and the weaker he will become. Max is not a good steal. Max should not be part of tier 2. But that's just my own opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Join our Discord to make the community bigger. Have a great day.